March 4th, 2025, off the coast of southern France. A French Navy underwater drone was scanning the seafloor in total darkness. More than 8,200 feet beneath the surface, there was no sunlight, no waves, no sound from the world above. Only black water, cold pressure, and a sonar screen searching the bottom of the Mediterranean. At first, the signal looked like a strange shape on the seafloor, long, straight, too organized to be natural rock. The Navy had not gone there looking for an ancient ship. This was supposed to be a deep-sea survey. But when they sent a camera down to see what the sonar had found, the first images revealed something almost impossible. A ship sitting in the darkness, untouched for nearly 500 years, and scattered around it were hundreds of objects that looked as if they had been placed there only yesterday. Ceramic jugs, yellow plates, iron bars, anchors, cannons. A lost trading vessel from the 16th century, found deeper than any shipwreck ever recorded in French waters. So how did a 500-year-old ship end up more than a mile and a half under the sea? What was it carrying? Why was it so perfectly preserved? And what did the Navy accidentally find in a place no diver could ever reach? Let's get into it. The discovery happened near Ramatuelle, off the coast of southern France, not far from Cap Camarat. Above the surface, this part of the Mediterranean looks beautiful. Blue water, sunlight, tourist boats, quiet beaches. But far below that peaceful surface is a completely different world. At more than 2,500 meters deep, the sea becomes dark, cold, and almost unreachable. No ordinary diver can go there. No casual explorer can touch it. And for centuries, anything that sank that deep was basically gone from the human world. That is exactly why this wreck survived. The French Navy was using an underwater drone to scan the seafloor when the sonar picked up an unusual shape. Sonar does not show a scene the way a camera does. It gives you echoes, outlines, patterns. A shape can be rock. It can be debris. It can be nothing important at all. But this shape was different. It had length. It had structure. It looked too deliberate. So the Navy sent down a camera to investigate, and when the image came back, the mystery became real. There, lying on the seabed, was the outline of an old wooden ship, about 30 meters long, about 7 meters wide. Not a modern wreck, not a military target, not a piece of metal dumped into the sea, a ship from the 1500s. The French Archaeological Department for Underwater Heritage, known as DRASSM, was alerted. And once experts studied the images, they realized how important the discovery was. This was not just another shipwreck, it was a rare 16th century merchant vessel preserved at an extreme depth. They gave it a temporary name, Camarat 4, not because that was the ship's real name. The real name is still unknown. Camarat 4 is the name of the archaeological site connected to the nearby Cap Camarat area. And the more researchers looked at the images, the more extraordinary the wreck became, because the ship was not empty. Its cargo was still there. Hundreds of ceramic jugs, stacks of yellow plates, iron bars, anchors, cooking vessels, and 6 cannons, 3 near the front, 3 near the back. That detail matters, because this was probably not a warship. It was most likely a merchant vessel. But in the 16th century, the Mediterranean was not a safe place to move valuable goods. Trade routes carried money, food, ceramics, metal, supplies, and ships that carried valuable cargo also had to protect themselves. Pirates, raiders, and rival powers were real threats, so a merchant ship carrying cannons was not unusual. It was survival. Before we go deeper into what they found, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Because discoveries like this remind us that some of the most incredible time capsules on Earth are not buried in the ground. They are waiting in the dark at the bottom of the sea. Now here is what makes Camarat 4 so fascinating. After nearly 500 years underwater, parts of the cargo were still arranged in ways that stunned researchers. Some of the plates appeared stacked. The ceramic jugs were spread across the wreck site. The objects had not been taken by treasure hunters. They had not been destroyed by centuries of human interference. They were simply too deep, too far, too unreachable. That depth protected the wreck better than any locked door ever could. For centuries, storms moved above it, ships passed over it. Modern France grew along the coast. Wars came and went. Technology changed the world. But down there in the darkness, the wreck remained almost frozen in time. And that is why researchers were so careful. A discovery like this is fragile, not because everything will vanish in a second, but because disturbing it too quickly could destroy information that has waited 5 centuries to be read. Every jug has meaning. Every plate has meaning. Every iron bar, anchor, cannon, and piece of wood could tell researchers something about the ship, its route, its cargo, and the world it came from. The cargo seems to point toward northern Italy, possibly the Ligurian region. That would make sense. The Mediterranean was a highway of trade. Ships moved between ports, carrying goods from one coast to another. A vessel like this might have left an Italian harbor with ceramics, metal, and supplies, heading toward a destination we still do not know. But somewhere off southern France, something went wrong. The exact cause of the sinking is still unknown. Maybe it was a storm, maybe the ship was damaged, maybe it took on water, maybe something happened so fast the crew had no chance to save the cargo. The public evidence does not give a final answer, and that is one of the reasons this wreck is so powerful. It does not just show us what was found, it leaves us with the question of what happened. One detail confused researchers even more. The rear part of the ship appeared strangely empty. That is unusual for a merchant vessel. Ships were valuable. Space was valuable. If you were crossing the Mediterranean with cargo, you used every part of the ship that could carry goods. So why did part of the wreck seem empty? Was the cargo made of material that disappeared over time? Was some of it buried under sediment? Was the ship carrying something that left no obvious trace? Or did the sinking somehow scatter part of the load? For now, those questions remain open, but the site itself may eventually answer them. The plan is not to simply raise everything from the seabed. That could damage the wreck and destroy the context. Instead, researchers want to study it carefully. They plan to create a detailed digital 3D model of the wreck, a virtual twin, a way to preserve the site, measure it, analyze it, and share it without immediately tearing it apart. That means historians, archaeologists, geologists, ceramic experts, and ship specialists can study the wreck from different angles. They can look at the cargo, the construction, the seabed, the position of the objects, the possible origin of the ship, and maybe piece by piece they can rebuild the story of its final voyage. But there was another surprise at the bottom of the sea. Not ancient, modern. Around the wreck, cameras also showed signs of modern pollution. A glove, plastic bottles, cans, fishing nets, everyday objects that had somehow reached the same dark seabed as a 500-year-old shipwreck. That contrast is almost unbelievable. A Renaissance trading vessel survived untouched for centuries at extreme depth. But even there, far beyond sunlight and far beyond human reach, modern trash had arrived. It is one of the most haunting parts of the discovery. The sea can protect history, but it also records what we leave behind. Camarat 4 is more than a shipwreck. It is a message from 2 different worlds. One world from the 1500s, when merchant ships crossed the Mediterranean carrying ceramics, iron, and supplies between old ports. And another world from today, where even the deepest places are no longer completely untouched. That is why this discovery matters. It is not only about a lost ship, it is about trade, technology, preservation, pollution, and the hidden history still sitting on the seafloor. For nearly 500 years, this ship was invisible. No one on the beaches above could see it. No sailor passing overhead knew it was there. No diver could reach it. It was simply waiting, until one day, a Navy drone scanned the bottom. A strange shape appeared on sonar. A camera went down into the darkness, and a ship from the 16th century came back into view. So the next time you look at the sea, remember Camarat 4. Remember that beneath the waves, beneath the light, beneath the reach of human hands, there may still be entire stories waiting in silence. Because sometimes the ocean does not destroy the past. Sometimes it hides it perfectly. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, Subscribe for more strange discoveries and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next one. And tell us in the comments, if a 500-year-old ship can stay hidden under the sea for this long, what else do you think is still waiting down there?